Good afternoon, everyone. Our Minister, IT Chair of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, Chief Ochina from the OHHR office, Board of Commissioners from the INCHR, civil society colleagues in the building, and the student body. I bring you greetings from the Civil Society Council, Civil Society Human Rights Platform, and all civil society anti-graft institutions basically working human rights, corruption matters in Liberia. Let me just make this quick recommendation that the next time we have a competition for students, we want the Independent National Commission on Human Rights to bring some people outside of the Independent National Commission to serve as judges as well. Because I wanted to protest, but then for now, since the first one, we will hold our protest until the next event like this. But I think the process, the exercise is a good one, and this brings me back to the last celebration of the African Human Rights Day we had at Stockholm. And the team was basically focusing on youth, the youth population, the school, student body coming hand in hand to knowing human rights and practicing human rights. So I think what has been justified here, the dramas tell us that the students are picking up their questioning the human rights concept. And I think we need to increase our advocacy, our engagement with them so that it will not just be the small number of schools that have come today. And those of the schools that did not come, we need to encourage them because they were not just selected merely. We thought that they could add value to this whole campaign of human rights. And maybe we need to take them from their school to other schools to be able to spread the kind of messages that have been exercised here today. The team is unique for Liberia's setting. But this team came, I think, in the right time, given the wave of how corruption situation had hit Liberia so hard. We thought that when our leaders make commitment, corruption is enemy, is a public enemy number one. It will be more practical than being theoretical. We see our leaders saying it based on paper and reading the scripts. But when it comes to implementing and being practical, they are very much not honest to those. So we think that if we want to fight corruption, from a human rights-based perspective, we need to be very much practical in Liberia. This is a country that I have lived, born, lived, and continue to do my professional work. The only thing to do, we are normally gearing up with more strength, arresting petty criminals, but more protecting those who are accused of bigger crimes. If you go to the Royal Central Prison, you see cell phones, guys who bash cell phones, guys who steal petty things. Are more like the people our system focus on. But those who are in the line of investing thousands, millions of dollars are not being considered, are not being brought to justice. But in the whole fight against corruption is to be honest. And we need to have a political will. If corruption becomes a family business, then let's just call it out this country and then we just decide to live a corrupt society life. Rather than saying that corruption is an epidemic that we need to fight, but we are selected in fighting corruption. I think that is not honest. I have actually struggled to really digest the other issue that has to do with the more than main case. And I will be calling on the Minister of Justice to actually give us the death certificate of Marquita Johnson. Because if indeed, in investigation, we want to make sure that our checklist is able to establish the fact that Marquita Johnson is actually someone who has died, according to the information we are hearing. So it will enable us to know how to proceed. But again, an apologies that we're getting from Ken Myers is just not enough. We need prosecution, we need investigation, independent investigation to be able to establish before a kind of what has happened to the children from the modern school, to be able to give us a ground how we can move forward with that delicate case. But I think these are important things at the level of the school, the traumatization, where we saw students, teachers search for grades. These are all issues of corruption that continue to hold our society down. These are important things we want to highlight, and we remain very much committed for the civil society. But again, sincerely, there's no way that you can fight corruption when you are incapacitated. We need the capacity of both civil society and national human rights institutions to be strengthened. I recall 2 years ago, the police, the security sector had a meeting to combat money laundering. But in the discussion, they did not discuss the issue of wages and benefits for security officials. But they wanted the police and other top security apparatus to go on the front line to fight money laundering. But police yet take $125 or $150 or $140. If a man is taking $140 US, you're setting to fight a $2 million case, you know what's going to happen at the end of the day? These are important things that we need to take check of. Our checklist is to be very honest and sincere. Other than that, we'll talk about corruption just from a juridical standpoint, but in practice, we are making no gain, we're making no progress. I think Liberia is just a small country. Our population is not so huge, we have great wealth. We should make the wealth to work for the people. No one should be left behind. This is an honest commitment. Other than that, we come to this celebration, we celebrate, commemorate the day, and then the process, the issue of corruption, we just continue to climb the ladder. And the last point here is that when the issue of corruption comes up, and then when some of us go after speaking about it, we become threats. People tend to come after us. And we don't have security, we don't have protection in this country. People who want to speak the truth in this country are targeted. And then how honestly can we fight corruption when we do not have all these basic principles put into place to help us fight corruption or other human rights violations? These are important things we want to register for the civil society standpoint. We stand ready. We work with the Independent National Commission on Human Rights. I think we need to have a more modified and improved approach how we can go about these kind of issues, the advocacy, the strategies, the techniques that will help us to monitor the issue of corruption from a human rights-based standpoint. Again, I want to say thank you so much, Chair and our commission, for your articles in this ceremony. Thank you so much.